What is happening, Magnus sites? Oh my God. Oh man. So remember the other day. Remember when I did this story and I was talking about how Henry Cavill was quitting The Witcher and Hemsworth, his brother, Liam Hemsworth. Yeah. Chris Hemsworth's brother, Liam, was going to take over as The Witcher. And I was like, yeah, it's probably all because of Spider-Man. It's probably got a lot of dedication to it. Yeah, I mean, they probably in pre-production doing all these things, you know. He fought to get back to this role as Superman. He got it with The Rock's help, probably a bunch of other people. You know what I mean? Who knows how many people were involved? Sound like mainly The Rock, but who knows how many other people were pulling for him in the company. It's finally been done. The man's back. He is focused like a laser beam on Kal-El. This is why he's probably leaving. Well, as you guys know, or not know, I'm on YouTube almost all day. Checking my numbers, making sure that my channel is, doing what it's supposed to be doing. And in between, I watch videos. I listen to TED Talks. I listen to music. I watch documentaries. I watch different other people out there, movie reviews, reactions, compilations. I'm just on YouTube all the time, pretty much. And in that time, I started to see Henry Cavill not quitting because of Superman. Henry Cavill actually quitting because the writers don't like The Witcher. And I'm just like, wait, what? And come to find out, there is now a petition that I'm looking at right here that has 150, let me see. 90,307 have signed. Looks like they want to get to 150,000 signatures. And it says that Netflix, you must keep Henry Cavill as The Witcher and replace the writers instead. So, instead of Henry Cavill saying goodbye, going over to play Kal-El, Superman, they want Vince McMahon to tell the writers, you're fired. From what I've been hearing and reading, he was the super nerd of The Witcher on set. He knew what The Witcher would do and what The Witcher would not do. He knew the direction to take characters in and the direction not to take the characters in. Apparently, Henry, who had a video of himself building his own PC, and I was like, oh shit, he's one of us. I saw that and I was like, wow. He read the books. He knows the game. He knows the character. He is Geralt. And he would tell the writers and the producers and the director, like, yo, this is what we should do. This is not what we should do. This is what Geralt would say. This is not what Geralt would say. So this man was all in. And there was an interview I saw where he said something like he wanted them to stay true to the character or something. And I guess they haven't been staying true to it, because I finished the first season, started the second, I think that started the second or whatever, and people were telling me, Tyrone, what your time with? They woke it up. They did this, they did that. Apparently a certain character was killed off. It wasn't killed off in the books or something, or at least until later or something. Like, they haven't been sticking to it. And I've also been hearing, I listen to a lot of people and watch a lot of people, that apparently, like, they're not, like, these companies, not just The Witcher, but for The Witcher specifically, like, they're hiring people that weren't fans, that don't know the source material, or even worse, didn't like the source material. So now they're changing it up. And that is the reason why Cavill is leaving, is because he cannot take it anymore with you changing up the character so much. I mean, I could definitely put myself in his shoes, even though I have not played a character iconic like him. But like, there's a specific character that was written and I was asked to play that was still getting off the ground. And if they were to tell me that they were changing ABC about this character that I've fully put myself into, and XYZ, and 1, 2, 3, but we might do 4, 5, and 6 with it, that would make me mad too. That would make me mad too. I heard he was getting paid really well for the series too. Let's take a look at what this says over here. I can't. Let me see. Andrzej Spakowski himself said, sorry I butchered that, sir, said that Henry Cavill said about Henry Cavill, I was more than happy with Henry Cavill's appearance as The Witcher. He's a real professional, just as Viggo Mortensen gave his face to Aragorn, so Henry gave his to Geralt, and it shall be forever so. Henry isn't leaving The Witcher because of Superman. Netflix executives have once again made a grave decision against delivering for the fans. The reason why The Witcher is such a popular show is the fans. Love of the source material, of the books, of the games, that are hated by and have actively been mocked by the writers and the showrunner. I was hearing that too, that the writers and showrunners would actually talk trash about it on set. How could you do that when the lead actor, if this is all true, how could you do that if the lead actor is a super nerd and fan of the source material? You know how mad I would be? Henry Cavill is one of those big fans. He knows all of it, inside and out. Wanted to stay true to Sapkowski's world, which is why Netflix wants to replace him. So was he pushed out of it? Interesting. Let us show them in pure numbers, and thus lost money, because that's all they really care about. That none of us Witcher fans will stand with them and will abandon the show and potentially our subscriptions after The Witcher 3 is concluded. Netflix, well, season 3. Netflix can only exist because of us. Because we pay them monthly to produce content that is entertaining to us. Unfortunately, all public information points towards a production team making decisions that are completely opposite to the fans and our interests. We already had to suffer the disaster that was the Game of Thrones. Netflix, don't repeat the same exact mistake of holding on to writers and showrunners that believe themselves to be superior to the actual creator of the stories that made them successful. You know what? Why don't, this is interesting. Why don't, and maybe there's some that do. Why don't people that sell their rights to stuff say, you can, I'll sell this to you. However, you better stick 100% to the source material, or 95% to the source, 90% to the source material. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'll give you a little bit of leeway, a little bit of slack. I'll cut you a little bit of slack with, bringing it to TV, but or everything needs to run through me, or you know what I'm saying? Like, are there people that sell their rights that do that? I would be that type of person. I'd be like, I gotta prove everything. You understand? I gotta prove everything. So that's how I would be. But that's me. Maybe some people are hurting. Maybe some writers, they make really good books, and they might be hurting financially. They get offered something big, and they're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna take it. And then all of a sudden, they're finding that their stuff is being destroyed or decimated, desecrated, by directors and writers and producers of their work. Very interesting. This is a very interesting turn of events. Oh. Well, I'll post a link to the petition. You guys do what you want to do. But I tell you this, if he left because of that, or was pushed out because of that, I mean, if he left because of that on his own, I can respect that, because, man, that, when you're an actor and you get into a role, and I've only been in small independent projects, but when you're really feeling that character, and I'm not a guy, I'm actually really easy to work with. The director tells me what they need from me, and I give that to them, but if it was a character that I was really invested in, I definitely would speak up. And if you're destroying the character, if you're tearing the character apart, in my eyes as a fans, that means it's going to be torn apart in a ton of fans' eyes. Just like with, certain things that are going on with MCU and Star Wars movies, it's like fans are like, what are you doing? To be a part of that makes it look like I agree with it. You got what I'm saying? And I got a certain amount of integrity. That's one of those things. It's like, I'm only going to be part of projects that I believe in. I'm not just looking for a paycheck type of thing. I want to be happy with things that I'm part of. You know what I mean? And like when you're getting started as an actor, you take little itty bitty parts here and there, and you're just like happy to be in a movie. But the more you go along, it's like you have a certain amount of pride and stuff. It's like I made some mistakes in the past with roles that I took. They didn't really fit how I really want to deliver entertainment to people. I need to stick to my path, and he's definitely somewhere where he can pretty much, I think, call most of his shots. Not everybody's all powerful, so I understand it, man. If that's what happened, then I get it, bro. Post comments down below. Let me know what y'all thought. If you enjoyed my reaction and thoughts on him leaving, not because of Superman, but because of The Witcher. Let me know what you think. 10 million subscribers. Woo.